CPR, preliminary, and it had support on both sides. We're going to vote?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Item number 6, AB 1719. The motion is due pass as amended to Judiciary Committee. Chair voting aye. Hancock?
Aye.
Hancock, aye. Huff? Huff, aye. Mendoza? Monning?
This is Rodriguez's bill on CPR.
Monning, aye.
Okay.
That's 8-0.
All right, so at least some of you are caught up with the agenda. All right, so next on the list is item 23, AB 2368. Gordon, are you here? Yes, thank you very much. Item 23, members. This also has support on both sides. So let's see if we can keep the conversation quick, all right? Thank you. Welcome to the committee.
We'll do our best.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, AB 2368 would authorize Santa Clara County to develop and implement an individualized county child care subsidy pilot program. This would be in place through January 1st of 2022. Previous legislation has authorized such pilots in San Mateo, San Francisco, and last year in Alameda. I've seen the success of these pilots firsthand in providing limited local flexibility, which maximizes child care subsidy funds to meet local conditions and, most importantly, serve the needs of more children and their working families. AB 2368 gives Santa Clara County the same opportunity to serve more children without requiring additional state funding or taking funds from other counties. The bill has received no votes and has no known opposition. I respectfully ask for an aye vote. Would also, I have witnesses. Well, I will ask to be brief since
Thank
you
you.
said it's support.
Thank you.
Committee Chair Liu and members of the Senate Education Committee, my name is Don Bowles and I'm Director of Early Learning Services for the Santa Clara County Office of Education. Thanks for this opportunity to speak with you about this. With the high cost of living for a family of 4 in Santa Clara County at roughly $95,000 a year or 30% above the state average, the statewide income eligibility thresholds create an unreasonable burden for low-income and working families in this high-cost county. Further, statewide reimbursement rates provide less than half the true cost of providing care in our communities. While state-subsidized programs served over 12,600 children last year in Santa Clara County, roughly $9.3 million was returned to the state in unspent funds, which by our estimate would have served over 1,100 additional children.
Thank you.
Madam Chair and members, Brendan Tuig on behalf of Cadango. We're co-sponsor and in strong support of the measure. Cadango is a nonprofit providing high-quality early care and education to 2,500 families in the San Francisco Bay Area. Every year we have to turn away hundreds of working-class families who are just barely scraping by because they just miss the eligibility requirements for income. So this measure will be very helpful and allow us to serve those deserving children and families, and we urge your aye vote.
Okay, in San Francisco, it has a similar.
That's right. So that's San Francisco. We're in the Bay Area, so
Okay.
it's like Alameda, Santa Clara, and
San
others.
Mateo.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. In support of the bill.
Madam Chair and members, Michael Radigan on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, Santa Clara County, in support.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members. Patty Herrera on behalf of Early Edge California in strong support.
Thanks.
Good morning, Madam Chair and Senators. Rosanna Carvacho here on behalf of the Alameda County Board of Supervisors, also in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members. Michael Garcia, Local Early Education Planning Council, in strong support.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members. Matt Regan with the Bay Area Council, representing about 400 of the largest employers in the San Francisco Bay Area, in strong support. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others in support of the bill? Any opposition to the bill? The committee didn't receive anything in writing. The bill has been moved. Thank you for the support on both sides. Any questions from members? All right, let's call the roll. Oh, would you like to close? Thank you.
Item number 23, AB 2368. The motion is do pass to the Human Services Committee. Lou?
Aye.
Lou, aye. Block?
Aye.
Block, aye. Hancock?
Aye.
Hancock, aye. Huff?
Aye.
Huff, aye. Leyva?
Aye.
Leyva, aye. Mendoza? Monning?
Aye.
Monning, aye. Pan? Vidak?
Aye.
Vidak, aye.
7 votes, sufficient for passage. We'll keep the roll open for our absent members. Thank you very much. Next, item 14, AB 2069, Assemblymember Medina. This also has support on both sides. You've been very accommodating this week. Good morning. Welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. I'd like to first thank the chair and her staff for the work that they did on this bill, and I'm happy to accept the proposed amendments. AB 2069 would mandate a reporting requirement for part-time faculty office hours. AB 2069 recognizes that office hours are an important part of higher education and provide valuable interaction with faculty outside of class. Being a former faculty member myself, I know that some curriculum cannot be taught without having office hours. Part-time faculty teach the majority of community college students, but their office hours are not reported by community colleges. Stemming from requests by students and faculty, AB 2069 would have districts report part-time faculty office hours, which would help support student success. I respectfully ask for your aye vote. With me today, I have both faculty and students to testify in support.
Thank you. In support of the bill.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Dean Murakami. I'm with the Faculty Association of California Community Colleges, and I teach at American River College here in the Los Rios District in Sacramento. I urge your support for Assembly Bill 2069. It provides a simple metric to measure part-time faculty office hours at each of our California Community College districts. Part-time office hours provide students that extra help if they're having difficulty. It leads to deeper discussion on topics that occur in class. It fosters student interest in those topics. We have the opportunity to discuss their educational goals. We provide support to students on issues even outside the classroom. We write letters to make calls on students' behalf, and we provide a level of mentorship. All of this is critical to the success of our students and why we so strongly support office hours for part-time faculty. It is unfortunate that too many community college districts fail to provide any part-time office hours to support our students. This metric must be easily understood and be easily accessible because it will provide useful information to students, the community college, and policymakers. It first establishes a baseline of part-time office hour support in California community colleges, and it'll give students an understanding of the support a college district makes toward their success, and then how to plan accordingly. For these reasons, I strongly urge your support for Assembly Bill 2069. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In support.
Yes. So, good morning, everybody. My name is Alex Galiana. I am actually here on behalf of the Student Senate for the California Community Colleges. So, in one of this year's budget subcommittees, our students came out and highlighted that we deserve to know the amount of part-time faculty hours at our respective campuses. And this is because we see this as an accessibility issue. For a plethora of our students, not having access to their respective faculty could spur them to fall through the cracks of higher education. For example, one of my very good friends, Ms. Courtney Cooper, who actually serves with me in the Student Senate, had a very personal financial crisis last year, which caused her to fail half of her courses that semester. Now, coincidentally enough, according to Courtney, one of the biggest factors that spearheaded this stemmed from the fact that half of her teachers that semester were part-time faculty. Part-time faculty with a very limited amount of office hours. So every time that Courtney tried to go after class hours to meet with her teachers to rectify those absences and talk about their situation, she wasn't able to do so because those same teachers didn't have the ability to offer her sustainable office hours. So It is situations like these that make it so critical for us students to know how much access we have towards our faculty. Because with this knowledge, we can then make the right decision on which campuses to attend, contingent upon how much access we will have towards the very individuals who will guide us through the annals of realizing a higher education. And with those things being said, as a student, I really would love to urge your aye vote on this very substantial piece of legislation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Others in support of the bill?
Good morning, Jennifer Baker with the California Teachers Association in strong support.
Thank you.
Mary Moyle with the Chancellor's Office for the Community Colleges. Our issues were addressed with the amendments, and would like to thank the committee staff and the author for working with us on the bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Ron Rapp on behalf of the California Federation of Teachers. We believe that office hours increase student motivation, confidence, and student achievement, and therefore we respectfully ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Questions from members? Senator Block. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, opposition to the bill. We didn't receive any, so.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, I want to thank the author for bringing this important legislation forward. You may know that in Budget Sub 1, which I chair here in the Senate, we, in our committee hearings, decided to fund additional part-time office hours. Additionally, we're funding, the committee will be, or the Senate will today be voting on funding for more full-time faculty. I think both are important components. So while this bill on tracking the part-time office hours available at each campus will be good consumer information for students as they decide what campus to attend, that alone without the funding doesn't go as far as we want. So it's a very good synergy today that we will have a chance to vote for both more part-time faculty office hour funding as well as this bill. So with that, I'd like to move the bill.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions from members?
Just a comment, Madam Chair.
Senator Hancock.
I think, although we're no longer requiring the data collection, I think it would be excellent if the community colleges could figure out an easy, streamlined way to track it, so we know if we need more money in that fund. Because office hours are so important. The whole issue of part-time faculty versus full-time faculty is an ongoing discussion. And the more we know about utilization and need and demand, the better we can work with you in the future.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions or comments from members? The bill has been moved. Would you like to close?
I thank you for the comments and respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Okay, let's call the roll.
This is item number 14, AB 2069. The motion is due pass as amended to appropriations. Lou?
Aye.
Lou, aye. Block?
Aye.
Block, aye. Hancock?
Aye.
Hancock, aye. Huff?
Aye.
Huff, aye. Leyva?
Aye.
Leyva, aye. Mendoza? Monning? Pan? Vidak?
Aye.
Vidak, aye. That's 6.
Okay, you have 6 votes, sufficient passage. We're going to leave the roll open for our absent members. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Assemblymember Lowe, you have item 8.
And 18, and he's presenting.
Item 18. And item 20 that you're doing for Assemblymember O'Donnell. And I thank you. I know you've been very patient. You're willing to allow Assemblymember Cooper, please come. You are presenting item 19, ABU 2164 for Assemblymember O'Donnell. Assemblymember O'Donnell has been absent today because his daughter's graduating, so we'll excuse him, right? This bill also has support that I see. Support. So, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. Today I'm pleased to present AB 2164, which ensures that the survivors of fallen firefighters and police officers receive the scholarship at our public universities that is promised to them. In 1970, California, in recognition of the dangers that our firefighters and police officers face in the line of duty, enacted the Allen Pattay Scholarship Act. The act waived all mandatory tuition and fees at public universities for the families of California police officers and firefighters that gave their lives in the line of duty. Today, due to the inconsistent application of the law, the spouses and children of firefighters and police officers who have died due to work-related illnesses find themselves unable to use the scholarship. AB 2164 extends the Alan Pate Scholarship Act to include tuition and any mandatory fees at a state college or university, and to include eligibility for survivors of those who die from work-related illnesses. These changes ensure the Act lives up to its original name and intent. I respectfully ask for your aye vote. With me here to testify in support are Lori Macazo, surviving wife of Fire Captain John Macazo, Los Angeles County Firefighters, Local 1014, Christy Boma with the California Professional Firefighters, and Randy Perry from the Police Officers Research Association of California.
Thank you. In support of the bill.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Christy Belma on behalf of the California Professional Firefighters. I'm pleased to be sponsors of this measure, co-sponsors of this measure, and I'll yield the rest of my time to Lori to tell her story.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members. My name is Lori Mazzacco. My husband, John Mazzacco, was a fire captain for the Los Angeles County Fire Department, where he proudly served for 28 years. He died in the line of duty on December 12, 2013, after a painful and excruciating battle with job-caused cancer. He was only 48 years old. As you would expect, John handled his illness with the way he handled his job as a firefighter, with courage and determination. Like many parents, his greatest desire was to see our sons, Matthew and Michael, have the opportunity to go to college. His untimely and heroic death created an obvious hardship for our family. But we were comforted to know that a law signed in the 70s by Ronald Reagan would provide financial relief, enabling them to attend public college in California. Michael applied to attend College of the Canyons in Santa Clarita and was granted the survivor tuition waiver allowed in the law. Matthew was accepted to attend Chico State. But even though the law is the same in both cases, Chico State rejected Matthew's tuition waiver application. AB 2164 appropriately clarifies the law to ensure that this disparate application of the waiver does not happen again. I urge your support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, members, Randy Perry with Aaron Reed and Associates on behalf of the California Association of Highway Patrol and PORAC in strong support of the bill.
Thank you. Others in support of the bill?
Asha Harris on behalf of the California State Sheriff's Association in support. This will definitely help our law enforcement, as it will clarify that the tuition fees, which can be about $1,500 a year, our officers or the surviving spouses and children will not have to pay for it. So thank you again and in support.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, members, Michael Young on behalf of the California Labor Federation, also here in strong support. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any others in support? Is there any opposition? The committee didn't receive any opposition. Assembly member, would you like to close?
Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. The bill has been moved. Any other questions? Bill has been moved. All right, let's call roll.
This is item number 19, AB 2164. The motion is due pass to appropriations. Blue?
Aye.
Blue, aye. Block? Hancock? Huff?
Aye.
Huff, aye. Leyva?
Aye.
Leyva, aye. Mendoza? Monning? Pan? Vidak?
Aye.
Vidak, aye.
It's four. Four votes. We'll hold the roll open for our absent members. Thank you.
Block aye.
There we go. Okay, Assemblymember Lowe, you have you have two items, and then you're presenting for Assemblymember O'Donnell. Item 8, AB 1837. Item 8, members. Okay. All right. Also, there's a support, maybe? Okay. All right.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair and members. Assembly Bill 1837 establishes the Office of Higher Education Performance and Accountability as the statewide post-secondary coordination and planning entity. As many of you may know, I taught at community college, and in conversations with our good senator and the chair of Education Committee here in the Senate, trying to carry the torch on for a statewide coordinating entity, and certainly want to continue on the momentum as we have conversations for the future. With respect, to ask for your aye vote.
Okay. In support.
Madam Chair and members, Erin Evans on behalf of California Competes. Excuse me. California Competes strongly supports this measure. We believe that our future economic leadership as a state really depends on providing people with the skills gained through higher education degrees or credentials. In order to remain economically viable, recent research done by California Competes shows that 2.4 million degrees or credentials are needed by 2025 in order to remain economically competitive. To do this, we need a coordinating body, such as the office established in this bill, that would work with the three public segments to inform our policymaking. The data collected and analyzed by this office would help us identify and assess several critical areas, including degree attainment gaps, strategies to increase access, and to promote completion. The analysis function of this office would help the state steer investments to make improvements where needed or to build on successful programs. It would also bring California in alignment with 48 other states that have a coordinating body. For these reasons, we support the bill and ask for your aye vote.
Thank you very much. And others in support.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members. Leangela Reed on behalf of the Western Association of College Admissions Counseling, in strong support.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, Christopher Castillo on behalf of the California Faculty Association in support.
Thank you.
Chair and members, Sarah Arce on behalf of the Campaign for College Opportunity and support.
Thank you. Any others in support? Any opposition to the bill? Any questions from members? Senator Block.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As some member, I strongly support this bill, as I supported the chair's earlier bill similar to this one. The only person who doesn't seem to support it is the governor. So I will move the bill and wish you best of luck in getting a signature.
Ditto. Okay, any other questions or comments from members? All right, seeing none, the bill has been moved. Would you like to close, Assembly Member? Ask for your aye vote. Okay, thank you.
This is item number 8, AB 1837. The motion is due pass to Governmental Organization Committee. Lou.
Aye.
Lou, aye. Block.
Aye.
Block, aye. Hancock.
Aye.
Hancock, aye. Huff.
Aye.
Huff, aye. Leyva.
Aye.
Leyva, aye. Mendoza. Monning. Pan. Vidak.
Aye.
Vidak, aye. It's 6.
6 votes, sufficient for passage. We'll keep the roll open for our absent members. You have another item 18, AB 2163. Item 18.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Assembly Bill 2163 require the Board of Trustees, prior to appointing a person as president of a campus of a CSU system, to formally designate that person as a finalist and conduct at least one campus-based forum with that finalist. In 2011, for background, the CSU no longer held their long-standing practice of requiring presidential candidates to participate in campus forums. I certainly believe the importance of transparency, not only for faculty but for students alike, as particularly a public institution, allowing for that conversation to occur. I want to also just clarify the importance of this being the finalist prior to being the appointed president, and also wanted to indicate the conversation that I had with the chair of this committee as we continue to further the dialogue of the importance of transparency and accountability of our institutions of higher education. With me today is Lillian Tace, immediate past president of the California Faculty Association, and Steve Filling with the Academic Senate.
Okay, thank you. In support of the bill?
Good morning. For generations, it was common practice in the California State University for finalist candidates for president to visit the campus he or she was seeking to lead. Like many other university systems, the purpose of these visits is, quote, to allow a large number of campus and community members to meet and hear from the candidates. I'm quoting from the SUNY guidelines for conducting presidential searches. Moreover, these visits allowed open dialogue and permitted candidates to see the institution for themselves and judge their fit more realistically. All that changed just 5 years ago when the Board of Trustees adopted a policy that allowed them to circumvent campus visits for finalists and substitute a cadre of campus representatives to meet and provide input on the candidate. This advisory committee is sworn to secrecy until the candidate is actually hired. As a result, faculty, staff, and students actually meet their leader for the first time only when they are airdropped onto the campus at the start of the next academic year. This process does no favors to the campus community or to the incoming president. How has the campus community responded to the shift in the hiring process? Given the number of presidents hired recently, it's telling that academic senates on 22 out of 23 CSU campuses have passed resolutions calling for a return to open campus searches. Moreover, a survey by our staff colleagues found that 83% of those responding felt that the search process should be open. The secrecy simply builds distrust. In addition to our long history of open searches, we understand that the university administration has tried to make a connection between secrecy in the hiring process and the diversity of their recent presidential hires. We would certainly be eager to see some evidence of how a secretive process makes that happen, but have yet to see any. As it is far more likely that a much more diverse Board of Trustees and legislature, as well as the diverse nature of our student body, has created a new willingness on the part of CSU hiring committees to select a finalist who might years ago not have been considered. That is a very good thing, but it has nothing to do with having a closed hiring process. We would like to be clear that we do not advocate that everyone who applies for a presidential position should have their names made public. That has not been done in the past and strikes us as not particularly productive. When the process reaches the finalist stage, however, it is clearly time for those talented people to meet and talk with the people they hope to lead. Moreover, by this time, surely the cat will be out of the bag, as the university will have gone through reference checks with previous employers. I would note that not all candidates feel the need for this level of secrecy. Indeed, past CSU Long Beach President F. King Alexander, who is now the system head at Louisiana State University, was clearly very comfortable having the fact that he was a candidate made public and therefore known to his then employer, the CSU. Finally, what we are advocating is not a radical shift in CSU hiring procedure, but rather a return to long-time prudent practice. Furthermore, readopting this open search approach would put us in good company. In over 30 states around the nation, systems like SUNY, the State University of New York, Louisiana State University, University of New Mexico, University of Washington, Tacoma, the University of Texas, Arlington, University of Tennessee, University of Wyoming, University of Arkansas, and many more, use or have adopted the open search approach to presidential hiring, some by statute, some by policy. We urge a yes vote on AB 2163 so that we can restore confidence in the process and help campus presidents get off on the right foot in their new roles.
Thank you. In support of the bill.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Stephen Filling speaking on behalf of the Academic Senate of the California State University and the 27,000 faculty therein. The Senate sent a letter to the chair yesterday. I believe you all have copies, and in respect of your time, I'm not going to reiterate the arguments there. There are a couple additional things I'd like to note. First, I was trained as a CPA. I teach information systems. One of the tenets of my discipline is that more information leads to better decisions. An example of the more information this process, being a little bit more open, might produce. A couple years ago, one of the candidates for president, the favored candidate for president of the trustees, was actually under a vote of no confidence from the faculty on his campus. Regardless of your philosophical attitudes about votes of no confidence and faculty attitudes about presidents, I think it's inarguable that knowing that in advance of the president's appearance on the campus might have enabled the president to talk to the faculty, to the campus community about that issue before it got thrown in his face at his first Senate meeting. As another example, when we hire faculty at the CSU, it's very common practice to ask them to teach a sample lesson to one of our classes. The reason, I think, is pretty clear. We'd like to see how those faculty interact with our students, see how it is they go about educating. I think it's a pretty clear analogy to having a presidential candidate whose primary job is to communicate with the community do exactly that in an open forum. There is a big difference between what the current policy is, which is to have an open forum and ask people what they would like, and have an open forum and let them see what's on offer. Might be akin to the difference between asking you which flavor of ice cream you like and taking you to Baskin-Robbins and giving you lots of samples. Most of us prefer the latter process. I think the difference is important. It leads, as my colleague noted, to confidence in the process. And as we all know, confidence in the process will lead to more satisfaction with the outcome of the process. Second, I think the issue has been raised as to whether the legislature should insert itself. From my perspective, guiding the process at CSU is indeed your purview, managing the management, as it were. When I have issues with decisions my dean makes, I go to the provost and talk about it. When the deans have issues with what the provost does, they talk to the president. When we have issues with the president's decisions, we talk to the chancellor and the trustees. When we have issues with what the chancellor and the trustees do, I think this is the appropriate body to come and talk to about it. As an indication of how much of a continuing issue this is, the Academic Senate of the CSU has spoken formally on it at least twice. As Dr. Tays noted, 22 of the 23 campuses also opined. And I'll note that the reason it wasn't 23 was that one of the campuses had just hired a new president, and they were probably rightly concerned that their new president might take it amiss that they spoke on the issue. So, in sum, we do want the best candidates. And I think one of the measures of best candidates is candidates that have some skin in the game rather than complete anonymity. We ask your support for AB 2163. Thank you.
Okay, others in support of the bill?
Jennifer Baker with the California Teachers Association in support.
Michael Young with the California Labor Federation here in support.
Pat Gant, President, California State University Employees Union, in strong support.
Kimberly Rosenberger, Service Employees International Union, in strong support.
Okay, is there any opposition to the bill?
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Nicole Munoz Murillo on behalf of the CFCU, and we are opposed to this measure. Our current presidential selection process has led to increased diversity among our campus presidents, numerous presidential appointments from within the system, and restraining executive compensation, all goals that have been encouraged by the legislature. The process also recognizes the importance and benefits of engaging the campus community in the selection of campus presidents. It ensures that all parts of the campus community are represented, participate, and influence the final candidates that are forwarded to the Board of Trustees for consideration. The first step of the selection process is to create a selection committee that is comprised of the chair of the Academic Senate, 2 faculty representatives chosen by the faculty, a member of the staff chosen by the staff, a student selected by the students, a member of the Campus Advisory Board chosen by that board, an alumnus chosen by the Alumni Association, a vice president or academic dean, a president of another campus, and up to 2 individuals to ensure the diversity of the campus and/or service area is thoroughly considered during the search. The advisory committee works hand in hand with the subcommittee of the Board of Trustees in the selection process, but the number of the members of the campus selection portion outnumber the Board of Trustees members. Together, they do host an open forum at the campus to hear what attributes the campus community would like to in their next president. This open forum is publicly noticed, live streamed, and recorded. That recording is then given to the semifinalists before they interview, and a copy of it is also given to every member of the Board of Trustees so they can make an informed decision that includes the perspectives of the campus community. Together, the selection committee determines the qualities for a successful candidate, approves the final job description, reviews and interviews candidates. The search chair, with input from the committee, also determines whether to schedule a campus visit, such as an open forum for all the semifinalist candidates. The committee also determines the final list of 3 to 4 candidates that will be advanced to the full Board of Trustees for consideration, and all members of the committee can prevent a candidate from advancing. In essence, the members of the selection committee have veto power over any one candidate from advancing to the full board. We believe the existing policy ensures that all campus stakeholders have a significant and genuine role in the review and selection of presidents. At the same time, confidentiality is also critical to the process, and this bill would fundamentally alter this. Generally speaking, exemplary candidates are already leaders in their field, even leaders at other campuses, and many potential candidates are not willing to jeopardize their current positions or ability to lead their current campus if not selected. The CSU is concerned that if this bill becomes law, we may miss the opportunity to attract the best candidate to lead a campus. For example, in the last 4 presidential searches prior to our current presidential selection process was modified, the number of candidates in each pool ranged between 30 and 35. Since the change, our candidate pools now range from 60 to 90 candidates. These larger candidate pools have helped us to hire candidates who are proven leaders and who reflect the rich diversity of California. Many of these new presidents have also served in the CSU in various capacities, especially provosts, so we're seeing more hiring from within. I also have with me copies of a SACB editorial that ran this past weekend about this process and the results that it's providing.
The sergeants.
Oh, thank you. We believe that our current process strikes the right balance in ensuring a meaningful role of the campus community in the review and selection of presidents, while at the same time ensuring that we have the ability to attract the best leaders. We therefore ask for your no vote today. Thank you.
Okay. Others in opposition to the bill?
Madam Chair, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to address the committee on this important topic. My name is Devon Graves, and I'm the immediate past president of the California State Student Association, where I had the honor of serving 2 terms to representing the nearly 500,000 students in the California State University. The purpose of my testimony today is to share with you my experience serving on a president's search as a student representative. My junior year, I was appointed by the Cal Poly Pomona Student Body President to represent the associated students as a student representative on the advisory committee to the Board of Trustees for the Cal Poly Pomona President Search. I had a positive experience serving on this committee, and I believe the bill before you today would have a negative impact on the current process. From the start of my service on the committee, I appreciated the clear and thoughtful process. From the beginning of the committee's focus was on inclusion. This was represented through our open forum that the committee hosted on the Cal Poly Pomona campus. At the open forum, students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members had an opportunity to share their thoughts, ask questions, and list qualities that they would like to see in the next president. This open forum shaped the committee's vision for who the next president would be. I witnessed firsthand Chancellor White and the members of the Board of Trustees use the open forum to help compile a list of candidates. My concern with the bill is that it would shut students out of the process and would be drowned by the interest of more influential stakeholders of the university. With the committee structure, each stakeholder group had a representative to articulate that group's desire in the next president. Some of these groups had more representatives than others, but it still represented a shared governance process. I remember being a student and feeling nervous about representing the student body and being in a room with influential members of the campus. But the chancellor personally made sure to reach out to me and encourage me to speak up and provide the student perspective in these important conversations. I appreciated his support and the support of my colleagues that served on the committee. And as you know from that search process, the Board of Trustees appointed Dr. Soraya Coley as the 6th president of Cal Poly Pomona. Dr. Coley is the first female and African American to lead our university. If this was an open process, I fear that we would not have had so many well-qualified applicants for being in fear of making an important decision about their career in an open setting. I am sure we could all appreciate the discretion in what could be a tumultuous experience when taking the helm at some of the greatest higher education institutions, not only in California, but the country. In closing, I urge you to vote against this bill and keep in mind the students who appreciate the opportunity to participate on a committee that reflects a balanced approach to receiving input from campus stakeholders. In short, like my father loves to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I know I speak on behalf of other students who have served on the past president searches who have appreciated the current process and the opportunity to represent their peers. And you can see the evidence of how well this process has worked from the recent appointments the Board of Trustees have made, making these appointments the most diverse in the university's history. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Others opposed to the bill?
Hi, my name is Amparo Diaz. I'm here on behalf of the California State Student Association. We have expressed our concerns to the author. While we are appreciative of the intent to increase transparency and inclusivity, we do not feel that this bill as written will do that, particularly in including students in the process. So we look forward to continuing to work with the author and his staff, but as is, we have a position of opposed unless amended. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, any others in opposition to the bill? Any comments or questions from members? I know some of you are late to join the party, but Senator Block.